All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. I'm excited to talk about these three. This is a real good viewer request mix here. We're going to look at LAES as you see on the screen. We'll take a look at WULF, and then we will look at NEO. Okay, so plenty going on LAES, and my favorite part of this stock, we've been hunting it on the Discord for a few days. You can see we've actually been talking about it since the 3rd, a good amount of attention on the 5th, and then a whole mess of yesterday and obviously today, right? 51 discussions on this one. So really, really good team effort here. I mean, I loved it to say the least, and I'm excited to talk about this one. There's a little bit of a mixed opinion, all right? I can actually show it easily. Where is it? Hold on. I know. Give me a second. A bunch of people are starting to get out of LAES. I'll be honest, I'm still in. I think, I might be wrong, but I think there's more here, all right? WULF. WULF is a stock I made some good money on. I will be honest. I went on a vacation with my wife at the end of the year. We went on a road trip. WULF was something I held while I was gone, while I was away from my computer. It was a beautiful stock to watch, right? So it's coming back on the radar, but I think it still needs just a little bit more. And then NEO. Man, NEO was really close, but that's what rejection from one of these really important moving averages, I think it was actually the 200, the most important for lack of words. That's what rejection looks like. So excited to talk about these three, but excuse me, before we go any further, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. You know, I have not covered this one, right? So I will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms. If you click the share button, it actually does the most, all right? But I appreciate you being here. You know I love the comments, and let's get into it, all right? So, hey, and if you haven't, check out the Discord group. The links are in the YouTube comments, okay? So, look, LAES has been a real team effort. I flashed it earlier. I'll flash it again. There are 53 results, and I'm going as far back as the last 5 days. I flashed that we've been talking about it since the 5th, okay? So one thing I wanted to talk about was something I mentioned. Dang, dude, I really wish I practiced just a little bit better. Come to this. Okay, look. Right here. Beautiful. So we were looking at this earlier. Obviously, the candle was a lot better when I made the screenshot, right? We end with the Doji. You know I will talk about the Doji later, but there was an early moment where it was a big, full, pushing 40% candle. High of the day was that 223 we were sitting at the time, right? So it was a incredibly powerful line. This was the first time we have ever touched that 100 moving average ever since it was formed. All right. The one big thing I stressed was that fact. There is no guarantee that 100 is going to break because it was the first time ever. And look, it makes sense to me that we hit it and you can say rejected. I wouldn't really use that word. I think that's a little harsh for a single date. Like when I look at NEO a little bit later, that got rejected from the line, right? I think LAES, and I say that out loud because I've been looking at LASE a bunch of times today, and that one's a red chart. It's been messing me up, but I digress. That makes sense to me, right? Just look at it. It literally was created this day. Never, not even a remote coming anywhere near it, let alone wick it. Today was the first wick, you know? So I get it. Look, that is a sea of red. Okay, that is what I circled, right? That's the first green little one right there. It's that one, right? Like, man, red is basically where we're sitting at. It's that line. If we actually were able to get over the 100, it's hard to see anything other than 5, okay? And I'm telling you, if you're thinking about 5 on a $1.95 stock, that's how you get trapped, okay? Now, even on the weekly, There's nothing. Normally, I'm able to take the weekly and maybe make a line. Like there's nothing but red, and you know I don't draw lines on red, right? This one's interesting to say the least. All right, let's take a look down here. Okay, RSI is a little high. You know, I generally say 80 is where the RSI is too high and probably needs to cool down. The interesting thing is we've actually never been this high. So I'm going to draw the line. Look, this is 74. We're obviously at 77, right? And we're well over all of that. And you can see we're essentially kind of kissing these ones. The 77 is the highest RSI this thing has ever had. And this thing hasn't been around for very long, right? So it's funny to me. I'm gonna delete that line so we can zoom in. It's funny to me to see these two lines kind of diverging. It's a little less divergence now after today. I think I was kind of expecting it to look a little more. Divergence just means the two lines are going away. You can see the green one's going away from the red one, divergence. I was hoping for a little bit more on the RSI as well. Maybe 77 is a little too high, you know, I don't know. The one thing to say is I like a positive MACD that's diverging. I like this volume. Now look, this is some shady volume, right? So I don't want to pretend that it's anything else. But this was a really big buy day. We did not see a bunch of people sell most of that. This was another pretty big buy day. I know it doesn't look like a jet, but this is a 12 million share day when the one before it was only 1 million. You can say this was 2 million. This one right here was 4 million. These two right here were a 6 million share. All of a sudden we bought back another 12, right? So the amount of buying well outweighs the amount of selling. There is a clear accumulation happening, all right? Last place I want to end is, listen, I see it going up after hours. I do. I don't care about that. You know, if you watch my videos, after hours that has very little decision making on my end, all right? I shouldn't say that many varies. Sometimes after hours is a little too loud and you can't ignore it, but I like this doji. And I kind of alluded to it earlier. This 100 is going to be a hard line to break. Some people actually saw it going as high as 229, going at least decently above that 100. Other people were like, no, this thing should come down. But the thing that I love about the people that thought it should come down, it didn't come as low as 50% of yesterday, came nowhere near the 8 moving average. I liked this doji. I did. I felt like this doji said, look, we're not ready to break the 100. It's way too fresh. It's way too new. But give me a little bit and let's go, okay? The last thing I lied, because I said the other thing was going to be the last thing. This one, the one with the heart, okay? So this is not a brag comment in any way. If you're part of this family, you know we don't brag here, right? So mentioned a different stock, AEHR. Got in at 2, went all the way to 8, came back down to 5, lo and behold, 25 and 50, right? Now, there's nothing that says that's the same thing that's going to happen to LAES, but hey, check out this chart if you've got the time. This thing has some potential. Look, I don't know if it does or not, but you know, it might, because look at this monthly. The monthly is nothing but red, and it can easily, you know, I don't want to say easily because I think that's a little too aggressive, but maybe it's worth putting this line right here again. You know I don't like red lines, and I don't know if that one's like relatively easy to break. Looks like it went a little higher. I was 29, this is 37. I'm not here to perfect. We're not here for perfect, right? But maybe that's worth having just for some sort of something, because again, I don't know if that full red is going to fill. This is essentially almost a gap in my eyes, right? Sometimes you don't get a full gap, and that actually looks like roughly half of the stairway, right? So, again, one more time, there are people in the Discord that are selling. I'm actually not. I don't want you to think, oh man, the chart reader dude's still holding. That's probably, dude, trust me, I'm wrong a lot. And hey, banking is never a bad thing, especially if I'm telling you we've been in since maybe here, give or take, right? So, I think there's more in the tank. I like the weekly. I like that monthly that I normally don't look at, but I flashed here. This one's interesting. The last silly thing I want to flash. I don't know if it's true, but Elon, that's the last thing. Hold on. Someone mentioned Elon, and I think it was, yes, look. LAES had some hype. Here we go. Let's just go to the comment. There was some hype because of an Elon Musk post. All right, look, I don't care what the hype is. I'll take whatever it is, all right? So, hey, let me know if I missed anything. Let me know if you have any other thoughts. But yeah, I think that there's still a little more juice in the tank. I'm not thinking 5. I'm for sure not thinking 11. Hey, I'd love to have it? Yeah, of course I'd love to have it. But slow and steady wins the race, all right? Just never forget that, all right? Let me know if you have any other comments. Let me know if you disagree. Otherwise, let's move into WULF, all right? I liked this stock a lot, all right? I'll be honest, I did not make this entire March. I really, really wish I did. I'm pretty sure I got at least that to that, right? Like, break all 5 and fly. Man, this thing broke all 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. And then just flew, right? Even if we call it from $2, going from 2 to 3 is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 50% run with very little red scares in between that, right? So WULF is definitely a stock that I've played, is one that I like. I'm still needing more. And you know what? I'm pretty sure we talked about this one here today, if I'm not mistaken. Dun, 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 dun. No, that's yesterday, today, right here. Okay, look, WULF is getting close, right? And again, we were talking about it midday, but it really needed to get over this 239 line, all right? And that's still my comments, all right? So let's talk about the 239 line and what's actually happening here. So one thing that I often say is if you lose the 8, the 20 can do a really good job of catching the fall and taking you back up, all right? So far, that's the case, right? We have been bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and using the 8 as a champion to go on up, okay? We have obviously slipped below the 8, but lo and behold, the 20 is holding this bad boy pretty well. Bad girl, whatever you want to call her, right? I'm gonna need just a little bit more than get me over the line. Most of the time, I would have actually probably said 220 something, you know, that'll put me over these 2 lines. That'd be good. No, I wanted 239. And if I'm not mistaken, it was like this. Maybe it was this. Yeah, I think it was essentially something around here. That's 240, right? So I'll take it. I wanted to get over this candle right here. I think a 230 line is very arguable, and I think maybe my earlier number was a little bit maybe I think 230 is justifiable. 232. I don't think there would be anything wrong with waiting for that 240, okay? Because again, I see just a little bit of a baby horizontal right here, and you know, whatever. I'm talking about 10 cents, okay? What needs to happen, though, what really needs to happen is we need to use this 20 to at least get us back over the 8, and that has to happen tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, it makes me feel like we're going to be coming to a $1.80, $1.85, $1.85 makes a lot of sense to me, all right? I don't like this dwindling volume. I don't like red over green. I don't like red over green on both. You can see the red lines there, right? We're not a negative MACD, but sorry, I zoomed in the wrong thing. There we go. We're no longer this green over red climbing. We're now going the other way and working our way down. RSI was obviously crazy high, right? So we've been as low as 30, okay? We've been pretty consistent right where we're at right now. You can see there was a good horizontal line around 50-something. There was a good horizontal line around 50-something. We're literally at 50-something, right? So you can't say literal and something. That made me laugh, sorry. But this has been the place where we go down, we go back up. We come down, we go back up, right? I don't want it to be the place where we come to just to go back down, right? We come to and we actually go back down before taking off again because of the whole Bitcoin push, right? So this is an interesting place, and I think that's why instead of my normal, I'll take it just right here. I think I like my 240-ish number, all right? Green, 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 red, 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 take me to 240 something, and hopefully that's another green, green, green right there. But yeah, it's close. It's for sure close, but it's not there just yet, okay? There were obviously some headlines about the Twitter account getting hacked and this ETF on, oh, this thing froze. I gotta pause this thing. Hold on, sorry. I gotta pause it and redo it. And we're back. Yeah, my Wi-Fi got disconnected there. Sorry about that. So I was echoing the Twitter headlines. Look, there are already Bitcoin ETFs. I don't understand what I'm missing, but like there's already Bitcoin ETFs. So like what's the excitement about another one? Let me know if I'm missing something there, all right? But like, what am I waiting for the SEC to say yes to? There are already places you can ETF. You know, there are funds that are Bitcoin focused. So yeah, I don't know what I'm missing there. I actually kind of don't really care about those headlines much. Bitcoin is living in this 45K resistance right now. A little bit higher, a little bit lower, a little bit higher, a little bit lower. We need to escape that 45K. Otherwise, that's going to be a hard place to break. So to me, I think Bitcoin's price matters way more than some silly ETF headlines, all right? Let me know if I missed anything. Did I look at the weekly? I didn't look at the weekly. This is an important weekly. 100 moving average just formed. All right, stopped us, right? Because we couldn't break it. We gap over it, but obviously couldn't break it. We've tested it already, right? The high was 2.26. The 100's living at 2.23, right? You can see that the wick is obviously over that line. Just echoing the exact same comments from LAES on the daily. Brand new 100 moving average, gonna be hard to break, all right? For me, WULF, it's not necessarily a brand new. I mean, it is a brand new. There's less of no, like, I'm glad the fact that this thing was created here and all of a sudden we've attacked it pretty quickly. That's a good thing. That's actually a real different thing from LAES. But yeah, don't underestimate how hard it will be to destroy this 100 moving average, all right? So MACD's not looking bad. RSI's not looking bad. Let's see where this closes on Friday. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Even if you disagreed, never hesitate to disagree with me, all right? Let's come into NEO. All right, listen. This right here, there's a couple immediate things that jump out to me, all right? First and foremost, you know what I like, I see my two lines that are here, right? I have covered this before. I haven't covered this in a while, but if you go back, you should see these two lines on the last time I covered NEO. This isn't actually one I trade or even really look at much. I'll be honest with you all, okay? What is happening now, is this an all-time low number? No, it's not. But it's a real big gap down number. Okay, so it is actually an important line, okay? We've been saved once. We've been saved twice. Oops, I went the wrong way. Sorry. We've hit it again, hit it again, hit it again. We've been saved 3 times. We've hit it a number of times. We've used it to bounce up a full 3 times. It's really hard to believe that 744 can hold anymore. All right. Like I said, I mean, from late October all the way through early December, this couple times in May, in June, like this is a very, very, very strong line that's done really, really well. I want to go to the weekly just to kind of zoom out on it. Oh man, this is an IPO line. This is the first real support it's ever had. It makes a lot of sense to me. This was the place where it just exploded from single digit to 50 plus, right? Like, this is a very, 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 very strong line. I don't know how many more. Look, it just used it once on the weekly. We've now used it twice on the weekly. We've hit it here. We've hit it it's hard to believe that this 744 line can keep holding like it has. MACD is looking like it's about to slip into the negative. RSI looks like it wants to keep going down. They both have a really ugly divergence. Divergence just means two lines going away from each other. They're both very much going away from the red and going further and further lower. I got to restart. There's some stuff happening. Volume's looking really ugly, and obviously we get all the way to the top, get to the very last of the lines, never able to break it. Instead, we get a pretty hard rejection, just losing line after line after line after line after line, right? So I think the big fear is 744 can't hold anymore. And if that happens, again, just look at it, right? I'm going to zoom out too. There's a lot of I guess this is a line worth drawing. I think there's a lot of reason to believe that. Yeah, I think that's a fair line. And look, that's almost a very even spacing between them. I think there are a lot of things that are saying this wants to go below 6. I don't think the pain is anywhere close to over. Look, you can see it. The RSI, not that long ago, got as low as 21. Got as low as 10 on this day. You can see it in the almost just under the middle. Not the first big one, not the second one, that third box. A 10.31 RSI. We're still at 36. There's a lot lower this thing can go, all right? And we've been near that bad single-digit number a couple times in 23, late 22 as well. Actually, yeah, late 20. So there's a lot saying that Neo is not done at all. There's still more pain coming. We're under all the moving averages on the weekly, under all of them on the daily. That's not a place you want your hard-earned money. So let me know your thoughts and opinions, even if you disagree. Otherwise, you know it. I appreciate you so much.